The fourth module for disaster preparedness is that of energy. There's a number of categories within that module. Let's first start with lighting. Thankfully, today with advances in technology, there are many excellent solutions to lighting. One of my first choices would be that of a headlamp. This is a black diamond one and is a very high-end one, but you can pick up a very economical headlamp for $20 now. And of course the advantage is once you put it on your head, wherever you turn your head, it's going to light it up. When I go hiking, I actually carry a second one, a backup, and it's called a Petzl Zipka, because I hope you can see this, but there's a very soft string there that's expandable. So it's meant to put on your head. It's ideal for hiking because of its compact size. You don't even have to have the elastic band. But usually what I do is I wear an elastic band headlight and then place this on my right hand, which is my dominant hand, and then whenever I reach for something, it's illuminated. I always carry a third light when I go hiking, and it's part of my everyday carry, and that's a microphoton light, and you just press it and it's red. And the ideal thing about that, it helps you keep your night vision because it's a red light versus a white light will wash away your night vision. Another favorite of mine is the LED searchlight, which you can find on Amazon. These will run about $35 to $37. The great thing about this is the searchlight on it will illuminate an area 300 yards away like it was the daylight. You also have an emergency signal on it with the red, and then a regular reading lamp with the white, and it can be recharged with a USB port, and it has a lithium battery. So these last for 2-3 months, and we're using them every day to take out the dog at night. Also, we really enjoy when the power is out, the Bell and Howell. This is on the cool factor, this has really got to be way out there. You just open it up like this and it lights up, and then when you close it, it goes out. We also like the Ozark Trail lantern. You just press here, and these are powered by, you have 3 different phases. It's powered by AA batteries. For a renewable source of light, the Lucy solar light is hard to beat. It's got 2 panels here. You inflate it, and it has some reflective material underneath it, so you get a pretty good light. You can read with this light. Also, there's ones that are mechanically recharged. This one you just crank, so you're increasing it, the battery strength. Now, for an absolute low-tech, totally reliable solution, it's hard to beat plumber's candles. And sometimes these are hard to find now, but of course you just light them up and you're good to go. You should definitely have a candle holder. And I found when I've gone winter camping, if you have it in a small tent, it'll actually make that tent a little more warm. Then there's the classic oil lamp. My wife just loves the Aladdin lamps. This is not one, but the vintage style fuel lamps are easy to use and reliable. The Aladdin lamps with their standard round wicks are nice. They're bright oil lamps. You can also have table lamps, hanging lamps, or wall mounted. There's also another brand called Diaz Hurricane lanterns that are dependable and fairly inexpensive. Now the companies W.T. Kirkman and Lehman's are both sell a variety of types and styles and brands of oil lamp, as well as parts and fuel. Now, kerosene in paraffin form is cleaner and stores longer, about 10 years, than the crude oil kerosene, which produces more fuel, fumes and soot. And you should definitely store your lamp oil in a cool location in a glass container that will not break down over time as plastic tends to do. Make sure when you extinguish your candles or your oil lamps that you are careful not to blow sparks or oil or away from it. One convenient way to do that is you cup your hand and you just blow into your hand, but your hand redirects the flow of the air to blow out the oil lamp flame or the candle light. I have to admit, where I learned that was from my paternal grandmother. She was born in 1900. She didn't get electric power to her house until 1949. So that was before my time, but she kept the oil lamps for emergencies, and in the 50s and 60s when we would go and spend, you know, the weekends and a few weeks in the summer with her, she would demonstrate to us how to use her oil lanterns, and she was just amazing with them. I guess you would after you had used them for 30 years. Another category is how do you start a fire and what mechanism do you use for that? Well, a traditional approach is just to have some strike anywhere matches. This is a diamond strike on box matches, so this is not strike anywhere, you have to strike here. You can always use the matches. Another method that will always work as far as getting the flame is this is called a ferro rod. It's actually a very large one. I got that on purpose. And you take a piece of metal and you just strike it here, and hopefully you can see the sparks there. This will light right up the proper tinder, and it also quickly start a propane stove. And then of course you have your traditional Bic lighter, and then for safety it's really great to have, I call them barbecue lighters. And then there's a really neat thing that's on the market now, and that's called a plasma lighter, and this one is called a EDC core. And you flick a switch on the bottom, and then hopefully you can see a little blue light here, and it crosses a plasma beam there, and that will light up tinder in a second. And then one of the nice things about this, and then you just turn it off down at the bottom, is it recharges with a USB port, so you can be going down the road and recharge it with your car running.
I use 4 different types of energy. The first one is propane, because it's comparably safe to store it, and also it comes in various storage capacities. You can have a 1-pound tank, a 20-pound tank, and a 1,000-gallon above or below ground container. We use it for both our fireplace, which works in coordination with the electric furnace, but if the power is off, the fireplace is not only decorative, it's used as a heater and it just keeps working. The stove keeps working, you just have to manually light it. And I will say, if you've ever cooked on gas, you will always realize that's the best. For cooking, you can use propane for a Coleman Classic 2-burner stove, and you can also use the 20-pound bottles with a hose. Another possibility for cooking is a volcano stove. This can be used with a propane 20-pound bottle. It can also use firewood, and it can use coal, so it's quite versatile. This is a Mr. Heater Buddy indoor portable heater. Carefully follow all the instructions for it. You place the 1-pound propane bottle onto the right there, and then it starts up and it works just great.
I don't mean for this to be a full product review, but this is a base camp outdoor system. It comes in a nice little case. It's in effect a water heater. You place the propane bottle here.
The inlet is this hose here. You completely submerge the little pump in your water source. It's an electronic control panel. You do not have to pull it to get it started. And here's your shower, and you control your shower from a switch here. I will say that when I first got this, it didn't quite work right, but after reading the reviews, there was a simple change that you had to make. Just need to right here put a number 11 O-ring, and then it's worked perfect. So you can get a hot shower, and then over on the other side it has a faucet where you can get hot water for like washing dishes. You're not supposed to run it indoors, but I suppose in the wintertime you could pass this through the bathroom window and have your shower. The Base Camp outdoor shower system is also sold by Mr. Heater, and the model number is XCW20. The second type of energy that I use is wood. In our location, this is virtually a replenishable resource. What you're looking at here is a Camp Chef Alpine CS14 heavy-duty cylinder tent cabin stove with damper and a side water tank accessory. It's virtually a Swiss Army knife appliance. One could cook on the top surface of the barrel, not directly on it, but using kettles and frying pans. You can obtain heat from the wood fire, and then third on the right is the water tank, which heats up to be very warm water, and so you have a hot water heater. The third energy source is renewable solar power. Here are two 100-watt Renogy solar panels. Depicted here is the solar controller, also from Renogy. This is a single deep cycle battery from Walmart. I'm showboating the capabilities with a DC fan that can be used for cooling. Plus, you see on the right a LED searchlight being recharged with a USB port. There is a 750 watt power converter for AC plugs. Also, several available USB ports and a 12-volt socket. You can also purchase commercial battery banks, the Gold Zero Yeti 150 being an example. This unit can be recharged from a home wall outlet, solar panel, or car socket, and will charge and operate small wattage lamps and other devices. Don't forget to have small battery chargers. This is an example of a solar-powered C-Crane battery charger, which will charge 11 different batteries, including AAA, AA, and C and D batteries. This is a PowerRex MHC490F battery charger, which will charge 9-volt batteries. Purchase extra rechargeable batteries to keep handy. Rechargeable batteries, like all batteries, will eventually wear out and no longer charge optimally. The fourth base energy is in the form of gasoline to power an electric generator. A generator can be used to power a freezer and refrigerator and other selected devices as needed. The Honda EU 2000i generator is, in a word, quality. Efficient in gasoline usage, quiet, and lightweight. I have also had good experience with Champion generators. In addition, have on hand mechanical aids which can be of assistance to you. Shown here is a deer hauler cart which has been repurposed to carry anything. One very helpful mechanical device is a hydraulic table. You simply pump it up with your foot, get it where it's level to the surface that you want to lift something from. You just scoot the item over. You can pull the lever and it hydraulically goes down, and then you've got wheels to move it around. Showcased here are two mechanical devices. On the right, we have a 1-ton hydraulic crane, and underneath the empty water tote is a simple furniture dolly. Having fuel diversity and redundancy in devices and fuel is a strength. The time frame you are preparing for is key. 72 hours, 3 weeks, 3 months, 1 year, or multiple year. Due to cost, fuel shelf life, replenishment requirements, and safety, renewable energy must be considered at some point.